We are in March 2025, and I believe most students have received their admission decision, and other students too are waiting to receive theirs. Most students have received admission without funding. Some too have received admission with partial funding, and I believe some too have received admission with full funding. But I know those who had admission without funding are a lot. So guys, stay tuned with me. In this video, I'd like to share with you the steps to receive or the steps to take once you receive your I-20 or once you've received admission from a school, the steps to take. And also, I'm also going to update you on the Trump administration decision concerning funding for international students. So, and I've also started a journey to explore all the 5,000 universities plus 5,000 plus universities here in the United States of America. So guys, if this is something that interests you, why don't you go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to this channel. Alright, so let me divide this video into two, which is the steps to follow after admission or receiving your I-20. And also I'm going to talk about what Donald Trump's administration is due to cut off. So I'm going to start with Donald Trump's administration and cutting off, scholarships to international students. So I think Trump's inauguration was just this January. So when he took over office, he has made certain changes in the office, especially when it comes to international students. So because of that, most funds that goes to schools, which is universities here in the US, especially funding that goes to professors in terms of research, because most of the students with fully funded are basically students who send code emails to professors, and the professors are willing to work with them in their research lab or graduate assistantship in the form of teaching or administrative assistantship. This is mostly the best offer that can cover your tuition, living expenses, also stipends. So Donald Trump has cut it because for him, he cut even the US aid scholarships. US anything aid, Donald Trump has cut it. So it has become a very tough challenge. I have seen an admission decision where the school gave you admission and funding, but the school was sent an updated admission decision. This time, they've taken the scholarship away, or sometimes I've seen another admission decision where the person got admission, and also the admission committee sent an updated version of your admission decision. And this time, they are even taking the admission from you. I've seen it myself, not somebody saying. I have seen it personally. So guys, this particular year is going to be tough. But in every move or every situation, there's a solution. So I'm also going to share with you some solutions as you are watching this video. So first of all, if you gain admission without funding at all or partial, but you still want to push to get it, number one, send code emails. I have been talking about code emails. If you have not watched my video about sending code emails, I'm going to pin it. Just click on that and watch it before you continue with this video. And even I have a template on which is going to help you edit and also send the code. For me, my admission came without funding. I fought and I got the full tuition waiver that I came to the US with. So it's up to you to fight. Send code emails. If you send it and the professors are not responding, call them. Their numbers are on the university's website. Call them, let them know that this year things are tough. So this year is very competitive. It's survival of the fittest. If you are not strong, you remain in your country. And that is it. So this year even previous years was tough. So this year, be fight for your own funding, because the rule still remains: no scholarship, no funding or no scholarship, no visa, especially in Ghana. And also, that is why I tell you to subscribe to my channel, because I've started a journey, and every school, you need to go to their school's website and go to financial aid or scholarships. there might be scholarship available to international students. So you can now go ahead and apply for these scholarships. Number 3, you can take loans, because Donald Trump has a policy that, why is it that the average American is going to school on loans, but the US government will release funds to professors, and the professors will give it to international students, and to international students will come to school for free. Whilst the average American who pay taxes will take loans and go to school. So this year is going to be tough. So if you send code emails, you've applied for scholarships, you call professors, send code emails to graduate coordinators, graduate whatever, administrative, whoever, at Office of Financial Aid, whatever, and you are still not getting, then the third option is for you to consider getting loans. There's Empower loans and there's also Prodigy Finance. Which one that goes best with you? But mostly I know that most students go with Empower loan. Why is it that most students who go with a loan or Empower loan mostly are denied? Most students are denied loans because who go for loans, they are denied because they are not able to make a clear point or a clear plan on how they plan to pay back the loan with interest. So if that is something that is going to bother you, I'm going to pin, I've made a video, a live session where I was able to explain to students on how they will be able to create a good plan, speak with confidence and boldly to the visa officer, and you are going to get your visa approved, even if you are going with a loan. Because you can't tell me you are taking a loan and you don't have any plan to pay. Money that doesn't belong to you. My friend, come again, it doesn't belong to you. So you need to have a plan on how you're going to pay back the loan. So I'm going to pin the video, watch the video too, it's going to help you. All right, so let's go to steps to take. Let's say you apply to 3 schools, the first school came and you have full funding. I don't see why you should wait for the other 2 schools. No, go ahead and get your visa. Because right now, it's about funding. So you have funding, so what are you waiting for? But probably you apply to 3 schools, you've received admission from 2 schools, and I don't know, the funding that you are getting is nothing to call home about. So then you need to wait on the 3rd school or the 4th school if you apply to 4 schools and compare the one. I always tell students that compare with the one that has the highest scholarship, lowest deficit, or the biggest scholarship, lowest deficit. Because those without funding, and mostly I tell students that your deficit should be between $1,000 to $10,000 or maximum $15,000. That should be your deficit, because with that amount you can work on campus and pay $15,000 a year. So if you divide 15 by 2, it's 7,575. A semester, if you work 20 hours a week on campus, it can pay 7,500, which is low. But if your deficit is bigger than 15,000, bro, send code emails, apply for scholarship, fight for extra. I know people will be like, oh, my sponsor can pay. People take bank statement and they still they are denied. So for me, this particular year, March or 2025, don't go to the interview with deficit. If you have a deficit, you fight for scholarship and not getting it. Take loans. Take loans. Let me pass this comment before I forget. The chemistry department of my school, I saw on LinkedIn just yesterday, and he's soliciting for funds. So it's a proof that the information we are giving you is true. A lot of students have sent me message on TikTok, it's all my socials, and they got admission. One guy yesterday, he applied to Purdue. He had a GPA of 3.85 out of 4.0. 3.85 out of 4.0. And GRE, he scored 331 out of 340. Great GRE score, pharmaceutical science in Purdue University. So guys, please, sometimes it's not about applying to top schools. Sometimes there might be school that can give you a better offer. That's why I always don't focus only on one school. You'll be disappointed. And now that Donald Trump has cut funds, you are going to be disappointed. Okay? So as I said earlier, so out of the 3 schools, the one that is going to give you the best funding, you go with that school, accept the offer, then the school will send you out your I-20. All right, so let's go to steps to take after you have received your I-20. I've made a special video on that, so I'm going to pin it here. So once your I-20 is out, there are 3 most important things. First of all, you take your passport and go to GT Bank and pay $185, which is approximately like 3,002 or 3,400 Ghana cedis. Go to GT Bank near you, go with your passport and what? Pay what? F1 visa. You tell them you want to pay. So they take the details on your passport, and yeah, so there's gonna be a code on it. There's gonna be a code, or yeah, a code on the receipt they're gonna give you. That is what you're going to use for your visa application process. Visa application process. So the visa application process too, the US have updated their portal. So I've made a special video on that one too. I'm gonna pin it. Watch it. I've shared my screen with you, and I went through one after the other. Yes, the process. I went one after on how you're going to schedule an appointment with the US Embassy. You need a code on the GT Bank, and also you need to fill your DS-160. DS-160. So DS-160 is basically your visa application. It contains information about yourself, the school you are going to, the program, basically information on the I-20. You're going to put it on the DS-160 for the visa officer to know that who they are coming for the interview. Basically, it's about your own personal information. So there are several videos on YouTube on how you're going to. So mostly for me, when I was filling my DS-160, I watched videos on YouTube, and it helped me to fill. I filled it myself. Yes, I filled it myself. So just watch several videos on how to fill DS-160. Then it's going to help you with your visa application. So that's basically about it. Then you need to join mock interview, which every weekend I do train students, build their self-confidence. Yeah, so that's basically build your self-confidence for the F1 visa interview, because if you are going, you need to be able to speak articulately, know what you're about. And I've also made a special video on 16 questions visa officer mostly ask when you go for the interview, the questions they're going to ask and how you are going to respond to such questions. So I'm going to also pin that one. Just watch that video. Every information, I think it's a DS-160 that I've not gotten time to, because there are a lot of people who have done that. So I don't want to do it again. Most people have done that. So I don't want to repeat it and do it again. And that's basically. So guys, so this year's applications, admission decisions, scholarships are competitive. Everything is competitive. Most people also not getting admission. My own client that I did a PhD application for, he did not get in admission from any of the schools, right? And reviewing recommendations was a problem. It became a problem that two of the schools, and GRE. So this particular, for 2026, beginning of next year, the way forward is that please get a good GPA, right? Also have a good working experience, have 3 to 5 working experience of the program that you want to go and study. Number 3, do a WES evaluation. Guys, WES evaluation, do it. Those who are waiting for 2026, do the WES evaluation. Number 4, write a GRE and score high. Just do not just write and score high. It's very important. If you write and not score, because you're going to compete with Chinese and these Indians who get high score. Right now, I believe this year they are the ones who scrape all the scholarships. You understand? And you can also, as you apply for 2024, you can try spring 2026. You can try spring 2026 and see, because Donald Trump has held the funding to professors. Who knows, maybe next month or next 2 months, he can release the funding, and funding might be available for spring. So if you are very tactical, even all these cold emails are still the best way, because if the professor have gotten the funding, how will you know? It's through cold emails. So don't joke with cold emails. And I believe one day you're all going to get to the US, as is my dream, and that's what my team and I, we have put up this journey to start an episode to explore scholarships in all the 5,000 universities. That is why you are supposed to subscribe and follow the journey. Follow the journey, and I know you also land that dream funding, that fully funded scholarship. Guys, thank you so much. If you're new here, just like this video and subscribe. So get ready. The next state is in the state of Alabama. So this week, just subscribe and be prepared for videos coming from the state of Alabama. Thank you so much for the love you showed me all this while. See you soon. Bye-bye.